Cheers, pal. Turbo time. Ah! Yes, boys. Turbo's arrived.
Boom, we're back. And we've got parts. Lots and lots of parts.
We have finally had a delivery. So basically, let's do a quick rundown. So next episode, we need to start building the turbo kit. The bends have arrived for the runners. We showed you the billet flange we're going to use, the collector, and our wastegate solution. Now for the cheese. Yes, boy. Look at this baby. Nice boy. Look at this baby. 7275 next gen precision. Oh, this is the boy. Rated up to 1,380 horsepower. This is the newest of the new from Precision Turbo. And basically we went with this because we know this turbo can do mid 8s, low 8s. It's got it in it. So, first goal is we've made the space in the engine bay, so we have enough space to build a turbo kit. The billet manifold arrived, that's over there. But as we get to that, I'll show you some of the valve stuff, and the cams have arrived, so that's all there. Before we can plan where our turbo is going to sit and so that everything works and plays nicely, what we've done is there's a company called Project Gamma. They do quite a lot of parts for some cars, and one part that I found on their website was a carbon fiber headlight delete. So these guys are on board with us. So a very big shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out Project Gamma. We did actually open this before, and it looks mad.
Look at this.
Madness.
So basically what this does, because where the turbocharger is located in the engine bay, it's got no direct air feed to it, so it's just sucking in air from wherever the hell it can suck in air. So this basically gets rid of your headlight and creates a nice pathway for air to get to the turbocharger. Bada bing, bada boom. Horsepower. So Louis, what I would do, I put the bumper back on.
Yeah.
Don't put it on permanently, just a little bit. One of the boys will help you. And then edit here, trim. This is the little piece we're talking about. Get rid of this. Drill out these brackets because they're not going to be the same. So drill those out and then position this and make new brackets to keep this guy in.
Yep.
Okay, once you've got that, don't be scared. You can trim the back here, make it nice. Once you've done that, I will position the turbocharger and we can get to work making the runners.
Let's get doing some work.
1, 2, 3.
What are you doing?
I'm mocking up the turbo location.
Where's it going?
Inside the engine bay.
Give us a look.
Yeah. Two general styles that guys mount turbochargers. So you get a bottom mount and a top mount. Top mount is the flashy one. It's all up here and in your face, and then the bottom mount is at the bottom, stock location. That's where the factory intended the turbocharger to be. Each has pros and cons. So if we bring the turbo up here, we have a closer route to the front of the car for fresh air. So that'll be a bit better for us. We also have an opportunity to make longer runners. So the longer your runners is, so an engine doesn't fire all 6 cylinders at once. It fires in sequence. It's called the firing order of the engine. So there's these pulses that come out of the engine. As the cylinder fires, there's a pulse, there's a pulse, there's a pulse. So basically we want the pulses to kind of reach the turbocharger, the collector. So it's called the collector because that's where all the gases merge. As the gases arrive, we don't want all six pulses to arrive at the same time. We want the pulses to arrive uniform, like a machine gun firing instead of a grenade. So instead of one big grenade blast, we want lots of little go, 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 go. That's what we want. So if we can make the runners equal length, it goes without saying that the pulses will arrive at the collector as they left the head in sequence. And that has all kinds of benefits, things like a scavenging effect and back pressure, so that we don't have exhaust gases being pushed back into the cylinders. And having a top mount turbo allows us to do that more effectively. If we have a bottom mount turbo, it's quite squashed. The runners, it's very hard to get the runners all equal length. There are companies that can do it, but in a right-hand drive car, which is already, have a look down here, which is already X-Drive. So that's the X-Drive system. So that's already taking up space. And because that's taking up space where our steering rack would normally be, we have to move the steering rack forward. And now we have this big steering knuckle in the way. So that robs a lot of our space to do a bottom mount with equal length runners. So for Jamie's car, we're going to do a top mount. So we can try and get these equal runners as close as possible. And then, yeah, let's see how it goes. Tom, I'm going to need your help. This is heavy, man. Alright. So I mean, we could build a YouTube car for Jamie. We could stick it out the bonnet like this. That would make it very easy to build, but yeah, I can't imagine trying to log this car on the road with a turbo sticking out the bonnet. I think Plod will have a field day if he pulls us over. How do you explain that?
I'd have a spare turbo on, just in case of a little pebble.
Pebble or child? Okay, so obviously we've got to think about things like motor rock. So this is attached to the engine, obviously. And the engine does move. I mean, not like a V8 or something, but it does rock. So we've got to think about things like that. We also got to think about heat, how much heat this puts off. At the collector, we see 1,000 degrees Celsius quite easily. We've got to think about wiring over here. I mean, this is a big fat red terminal here, so that's all positive power. So this is going to have to be relocated further back. And then we still got to find out if we can make a pathway down, because this looks like it's going to be a 3.5 or 4 inch downpipe. But it's all a part of the planning process. But we have to kind of position this turbo in such a way that it's not going to cook everything around it. But yeah, we're definitely going to make more power if we can keep this thing closer to the front to get fresh air in it and keep those runners nice and long. So yeah, this is how you do this. Show you the billet inlet manifold. So basically the job of this thing is to take all the boost that's coming from the turbocharger and put it into the engine. There's a place for it all to collect, but as it goes into the engine, because it's compressed air, it's quite hot. It needs to cool off. So inside here is an air to water radiator, and basically it has water running through it, and that water can obviously get cooled off, or in our case we're going to be using ice water going through this to get rid of all the heat from the hot air that's passing through it. If you have a look inside, you'll see there is that's the radiator. Yep. I'm talking about. So air passes through that radiator. It's under pressure.
The
gets
stock
cooled
one's
down.
Plastic as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, stock one's plastic, can't do, and it's about half the thickness.
We get to about 32 psi before
they just explode. Well, they don't explode, but yeah, we've had a lot of problems with about 32 upwards. So this is very, very high quality. A lot of the stuff on the market is cast aluminium.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it's just a cost factor.
I mean, you can see the.
But I mean, yeah, this is all mold from
marks.
one piece of billet, which is why we call it billet inlet manifold. And these are the machining marks you can actually see on it.
Yeah.
So what makes this one pretty awesome to use in this application? So it has provision for our 6 extra injectors that we spoke about. I think we'll be going with 1650 cc, and then on top here we have provision again. These are 1/8 NPT ports, and we can stick anything in there. Yeah, we can use direct port methanol or nitrous oxide. We're running a single fogger nitrous kit on this car, and it'll be probably a dry shot, and that's just to get the turbo going. Nice little addition. This is called a phenolic spacer or gasket in some places, and basically this is like a type of thermal resin.
It stops the transfer of heat.
That was my line.
Did I get it right?
Okay. Finish. You're not done yet. Finish explaining transfer of heat from where to what.
So it stops the transfer of heat from the block to the manifold.
So when they talk about heat soak,
yeah,
this basically prevents that heat soak from happening. Heat soak's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. It's just how long it takes to get heat soaked. How can you delay that heat soak? And this is one of the things we do. We put this in, and that breaks the chain of heat moving from the cylinder head into the billet manifold. Okay, so we got the position of the manifold, and then basically I have to take into consideration the space that I need. So We're not going to do the exhaust out the bonnet. Sorry, no YouTube car today. So that being said, we have to build our manifold in such a way that there needs to be enough space for the downpipe, wastegate and screamer pipe, everything going down to the floor. So I mean, I worked a couple of overtime hours on the weekend, and I've done the first 3 runners. I'm busy with number 4 and 5 at the moment. I'm not going to finish them off. What we're going to do, we're going to get...
That sounded bad.
That sounded like a meeting for HR. So what we're going to do, we're going to get Tom to fit the manifold, and then we will do the downpipe and wastegate, and then yeah, we'll take everything apart again, build these last 2 or 3 runners out, weld everything up, and as you can see, there was just no ways I could do equal length. There's just not enough space on the side of that motor to do equal length. Basically the design is 222 instead of 6 equal lengths. We've got 3 pairs of equal lengths. It's not too bad. It's not like a log style. The pulses will still arrive at different times into the collector. It's not going to be the machine gun, but it'll be more like a burst fire, like boom 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 boom. Let's get Tom, let him come through here and start assembling this. Gang signs. Talk to me. Ask me a question.
Yeah, why going, babes? Does my fist fit through this still? Let me test.
We've got quite a bit. All this stuff here is not getting used, same as all of this, so I think me and Lou are gonna decide to test it all, unpin it from the main harness plugs, pull this all through. We're gonna get rid of all this here and tuck it round the back. It's just a mess. It doesn't look very nice. There's only a couple plugs on the front of the engine we do need, so it just makes sense to run it round, try and make the engine bay look as nice as it can, show off all the manifold, show off the actual engine side of stuff, rather than be covered half of it in electronics like they are nowadays. So
yeah, obviously I'm not going to explain like every plug we're getting rid of, but this one's probably the easiest to understand. Like obviously the intake, there is no intake, it's just turbo. So this has nothing to plug into. That is a map sensor, or MAF, but this is MAFless, isn't it?
Yeah, they're on the Gen 2s, they're just a temperature sensor realistically now. Back to the Tom and Lou show.
Come on.
We've made some spaghetti today. So everything is zip tied round and round is what we're getting rid of. Quite a few sensors. I mean, look,
I mean, the loom is massive.
Yeah.
We're pretty much going to shrink this down like 70%.
Yeah, exactly. Whether or not we actually cut any and make them shorter is a different matter, but they're not. None of them are canvas apart from
the O2s, which we're keeping anyway. Canvas you never really with, I'll be honest. It's a it's a losing battle from day one if you start messing with cameras.
Exactly.
I've done the wiring management thing, basically. So obviously there's 2 of these pins here, and they go into one cable like that, and then go off into like down here, one into here, and then it goes through to there and through to the high pressure fuel pump and everything, and down here, and it looks a mess. All right, there's some split off into a big box that goes here. On the Gen 2s as well, which we explained earlier, the big issue is the other box of wires that it holds is here, which will get burnt by that. So we cut it all back, we've stripped it all, tested everything, and here's one whole wire done, which is literally just there to there. We've separated that, and then this is pretty much everything else that we need. We've cut a couple off, but that's pretty much everything that we need. It will look neat. That's the whole idea. So yeah, we're gonna slap it on, cable tie it all up. A sharpie dump post. We're gonna slap it on, cable tie everything up. It should look nice and neat.
You actually done one job, Lou.
But this guy's so ugly to me, you know.
See how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I quit. Everything's wired up. Obviously still needs to be cable tied, but as you can see, nice and neat. Goes underneath, barely ever see it. That one goes into here. This back one goes along the back here, along there. Everything that needs to go down goes down, and everything that needs to come up comes up into there, into there, into there. And then the high pressure fuel pump's connected to the ones that go down, but it also comes up. But yeah, so I think it's pretty much done.
Finally finished his 12 years of welding on the manifold.
Jokes.
And we're about to install it on Jamie's 240.
Having fun there, Bill?
No, not really.
Guys, Bill's looking for a new job. Anyone who wants to pay him £2.50 an hour, he'll be there.
Bro, £2.50, that's too much.
Nah, 75p.
No, too much.
10p.
No, pack of biscuits today on.
Turbo time. Show us your turbski, Chris. Wow. Turbski is mounted. Charge pipe's on, everything's sweet. So we've just done the oil feed here, and Chris is just doing the oil return. So obviously screws into the bottom there, and then it goes into the block. You got to see that it's just under here. So we've taken the fitting out, the original fitting, which is about this. Chris is cutting away the top, and we're welding on the other side of this here onto it. Show us your oil drain.
Yeah, pretty cool. Huh? So these, all the oil stuff, anything that has fluids running through it, we'll remanufacture in this kind of, with this kind of stuff. This one is just, it's not PTFE. This is reinforced rubber. So what that means, it's got a layer of rubber, then a layer of stainless steel, and then a layer of nylon, and then it goes into these nice AN fittings. So yeah, finishes everything up. So yeah, we're just about ready to start the car. We just got to put a sensor in. The boys didn't finish all their wire tuck.
Yeah,
so,
long story short, without explaining too much, our tuck here we have to do later on to take the manifold off when it comes off and do it properly.
Yeah, there's a piece of wiring that's going underneath that they need to pull, but they couldn't do it before fit in the manifold for
So
whatever reason.
once it comes off for paint,
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
we'll do it
It's not
then.
an issue. For now, let's finish up getting this together, plug ECU back in, and then we can give it a test fire and see if all our work is terrible or not terrible.
Nice.
Sweet, see you in a bit. So we're about ready to start. First thing we need to do though is just prime it a little bit because she's been standing for a while while we built everything.
Can I just say one thing?
What?
Where's the start button?
Bruh.
Come put the start button.
I present to you
Thank you.
a start button.
This would help.
Bro, start the car, man. Start the car. It's broken.
Yeah.
So, put it empty.
Nah, she got oilers, bro.
Bro, she's got black layers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready, G-Man?
How about now?
Boom. We're done.
Only took 13 tries.
Yeah. Earth strap wasn't on at the back, we moved.
Thanks to Tom.
Yeah, big up, Tom.
Big up, Tom.
Big up, Tom.
I'm calling Tom.
Call him right now. He won't answer because his phone on charge in his bedroom,
I'm calling Tom.
and he's eating food.
Alright.
Sweet.
Okay, so she starts, she runs. She got oil going to all the right places now. That's good. Time for phase 2. It's genuinely phoning him.
Anyway, time for phase 2.
Yeah, motor out, gearbox out. The gearbox from Pure Drivetrains has arrived.
It is behind the bumper.
Got a few more things to do. Icebox, and then we can move on to interior. Not far to go, man. Huh?
Tom knows he's messed
Tom knows, so that's why
He's not answering the phone.
It's not because he's on holiday.
No. He's messed up.
You can feel your fury.
Sweet. Well,
Catch you in the next one.
see you next one, boys.